All right, good evening, guys. So I'm Mohan. I'll be your tutor, your trainer, your faculty for the testing course. We will be learning both manual as well as automation in this course. So let's wait for a couple of more minutes so that the rest of them can also join. Okay. Every day we'll be starting at 9 p.m. IST. If there is anyone who is joining from outside India, note this down. 9 p.m. IST. Right? Let's wait for a couple of more minutes for the rest of them to join. All right. Do we have everyone? 91 people. Okay. Okay. That's all right. Let's wait for a couple of more minutes. We'll start at 9:10. Some of us are taking a little too much of time to join, but okay. It's all right. It's the very first week. So maybe we can afford that waiting time. All right, let's go. So, good evening, everyone. So, I hope most of you are joining from India. If there is anyone who is joining from outside India, please note that this session starts at 9 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Time, 9 p.m. Okay. So, I am Mohan. I'll be your faculty for this testing course. This covers both manual as well as automation. So you have a total of 75 days of duration in this course. The admin might have given you some other figure, but that's all right. We are going to take 75 working days to complete this course. So give or take 1 week here and there. So roughly 10 to 12 weeks of course duration. So, or roughly I would say 2.5 months. Okay. We'll be covering it before that time, it's before 75 days itself. But again, we'll be taking 10 to 12 weeks of duration or roughly 2.5 months. So whatever have been covered for the first 2 days, that was on Thursday last week and Friday last week, have been uploaded on YouTube. The YouTube links are available to you in the chat box. You can go through the YouTube links. I have been answering mostly I've been answering questions in the first 2 days. So a lot of people have asked questions in the first 2 days. I've been answering those questions. Not much was covered in the first 2 days. So I'll be covering some concepts today. So, and as also mentioned, if there is any full stack Java student, this is not for them. Okay. I mean, you'll have to make an additional payment if you are from a full stack Java batch. Okay. Full stack Java does not include Selenium. So in case you are joining as a full stack Java student, please make a note. You may have to do additional payment as mentioned in the chat box by the admin. So make a note of it. Next, every week you will be having 6 classes, Monday to Saturday. Sunday is obviously a holiday. And every day it will be roughly 1 hour 15 minutes to 1.5 hour session. And if it is really required, I might even extend this session till 2 hours also. But that's a very rare occurrence, not really necessary for us. 1.5 hour would be more than enough for us. So you would need 75 days to complete this course and 6 days a week. So 1.5 hour, maximum of 1.5 hour duration every day. So festivals, public holidays will obviously be a holiday. I need not mention that separately. I'll also be sharing, I mean, once we are done with our demos, once the payments are completed, the admin will obviously be creating a Google Classroom. Okay, a Google Classroom would be created by the admin and we would all be added to the Google Classroom by the admin, and all the notes will be shared only over there. I'll not be sending anything individually because it might not be possible to send it individually to each and every candidate. So I'll be uploading it to Google Classroom. You can download it from there. Vishal, you need to check with your full stack Java admin. Okay, you need to check with your full stack Java admin. I'm not sure about it. So next, moving ahead. Okay, moving ahead. I'll discuss the course contents at the end, but initially we will be discussing a couple of concepts related to the course. Every day, since we are in our demo period, I'll not just cover demos, but also I will be covering some concepts every day to make sure I am revising the concepts which are already done for the new joiners as well as covering new concepts for the existing candidates also. So, can you, in short, explain me what is testing? In short, what is your understanding of testing? What is your understanding of testing in short? See, this is going to be an interactive session. Uh, it's not like I'm going to speak the whole duration and you just sit quietly. Okay, you'll have to respond at least to certain extent. So, what is your understanding of testing? Come on, anything that you can think of. Okay, bug-free product. All right. Checking whether the software is working as expected or not. Okay, cool. So more or less, your understanding, your explanation is correct. So as part of testing, you will be verifying the application to make sure it is working properly or not. You will be verifying if there are any bugs. If so, if at all you find any bugs, you will be reporting those bugs. But most importantly, you will verify if the requirements of the client are satisfied or not. If the requirements of the client are satisfied or not. There are two important words here: requirement as well as client. Two important words, two important terms that you need to remember: requirements as well as client. So to understand what is requirement and who is a client, let me give you a very basic common example which I give to everyone in this course. So imagine you are, I mean, now that Dasra is approaching, you might want to go to your hometown. You might be studying in some other city. Your hometown might be in some other, I mean, you might be from some other place. So you might want to go to your hometown. So let's say you want to book a train ticket, a sleeper train ticket to your hometown for Dasra vacation. Okay. Now, how would you usually book your ticket? At least now, currently, how do you book your ticket? How do you usually book your ticket currently? A train ticket. Come on. This is nothing technical. You should be capable of answering this question. Exactly. Using IRCTC, basically online. But do you guys remember the time when you had to go to, a travel agent or even offline to the reservation counter to get your tickets? Do you remember that time? So before IRCTC was present or before online ticket booking was popular, you had to go to a reservation counter and you had to pay money to the reservation clerk, and then you would get your reservation confirmed. You would get a ticket with birth number and all of that. Usually, this was what used to happen previously when the online reservation was not that popular. So imagine imagine if online reservation was not available, everything had to be done offline. You would see huge rush during festival periods, be it for Dasra, be it for long weekends, be it for Sankranti, be it for Diwali. Okay, whenever there are some festivals, we tend to go to our native place. So obviously there will be a lot of rush at the reservation counter. So I mean, I don't have to explain you further what happens when there is lot of rush. So what might happen? You might be, all sorts of issues might arise at the reservation counter. You will have to stand in line for long hours. You might not get tickets even after standing for a long time. Okay, you don't know if the tickets are available or not. Okay, so lot of pros and cons, mostly cons if you are going to stand in line in a reservation counter. But what if this can be digitized? What if this entire, कुमार, I don't know if you are reading the messages. भाई एक बार मैसेजेस पढ़िएगा आप, एक बार मैसेजेस पढ़िएगा, क्योंकि मुझे मैसेज करने से कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. You can just check the messages. Can I am full stack Java student. Can I join this batch? I'm not sure if you have read the above messages. The admin has been very clearly mentioning that this is not for the full stack Java students. The admin has been very clearly mentioning multiple times that this is not for full stack Java students. If there is any full stack Java student, please leave the session. You shouldn't be expecting any more intimations from the admin, because this is clearly not for full stack Java students. Okay, so usually you would go to reservation counter, offline, stand in line, and then get your tickets booked. But imagine if this entire process can be digitized, where you can book your tickets by sitting at your home, by sitting in your office, by sitting at wherever you are through your laptop, desktop, or mobile phone. The process is very much simplified. You need not visit that reservation counter physically. You need not carry your cash in hand. You can pay online through any medium: card, debit card, credit card, UPI, Paytm, whatever it is. So there are lots of advantages by digitizing this entire reservation process. Okay, so imagine if this was not done, the Ministry of Railways had to face a lot of problems in each and every railway station, in each and every reservation counter all over the country. Now that this ticket booking has been digitized, okay, very less people visit the railway station. There is very less rush at the reservation counters these days, because a lot of people are booking tickets from their mobile phones themselves. So number of people visiting the railway station is less. So only if your train is scheduled, only then those passengers will be visible in the railway station. So it has it's now a lot more comfortable to book your tickets online. So imagine, can railways develop an application all by themselves? No. The job of railways is to run railways on time in the entire country. But it's not their job to develop an application to book tickets online. It's not their job, it's not their responsibility. So what will they do? They will hand over this responsibility to some other software company. Okay, they will choose some software company. They'll give the software company this responsibility of developing a online application, or a mobile application, desktop application, laptop application, whatever it may be, a browser application, whatever it may be. Basically, they will hand over this responsibility of developing the application to a software company. So now the software company is responsible for developing the application, and for that software company, railways, the Ministry of Railways will become the client. The Ministry of Railways, the railway department, will become the client to that software company, and whatever inputs that the Ministry of Railways gives. I mean, I want a login page. I want a page where I can search for the trains. I want a facility to search for the trains for some future date. I want a facility to search only for third AC trains. I want a facility to search only for sleeper class trains. So the railway department will be giving all their inputs, all their requirements, every functionality, every feature that the railway department wants in the application, whatever that they want, however they want the application to look like. All those details will be provided by the Ministry of Railways to the software company, and the inputs of the Ministry of Railways become the requirements for the software company. The software company will take these requirements, will take these inputs, and then they will start developing the application. So requirements, features, functionalities, inputs, all of them mean the same thing. So who will give the requirements? Now, understanding this example, can you tell me who is responsible to give the requirements? Kisko dena hai requirements? Who will give the requirements in real time? This example, who is responsible for giving the requirements or inputs? The client, which is railway department. The railway department will have to give their requirements, will have to give their inputs, whatever features that they want in the application. They'll have to give those inputs to the software company. The software company will take those inputs, They will analyze the inputs and then they will develop those inputs in the, then they will develop those requirements, those functionalities in the application. So this is how usually it works. So the client here is your Ministry of Railways. The software company can be any company like TCS, Infosys, Cognizant, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, anything like that. So Railway Ministry will be reaching out to any of these software companies, giving their input, and the software company is expected to develop the application. So this is how it usually works. So, but imagine you are the employee of the software company. Imagine you are the developer of the software company. You are done developing the software. आपने आपका coding खत्म कर दिया है. You have completed your coding. You have developed the application. Will you directly release the application for the end users? Or will you directly release this ticket booking application on Play Store to the common people directly? You need to check if your code is working properly or not. You need to check if all the client's requirements have been satisfied or not. He must have given you 20, 30, 40, 100, 500 requirements. If all those requirements have been satisfied, if all those requirements have been implemented, if all those inputs have been correctly implemented in the application or not, you will have to verify that. You'll have to check that. If at all it's working, it's all right. You'll proceed with the release. If it's not working, then you'll have to fix the application. You'll have to write some modified code so that the requirements are now satisfied, requirements are now fulfilled. So this is why your testing is important. So testing is important as mainly to verify if clients requirements have been satisfied. Whatever may be the requirements can be any number, but the important thing is all those requirements are satisfied or not. Next, the application does not have any bugs. You'll have to make sure that the application does not have any bugs. If the application has bugs, what is a bug? Bug is nothing but if the application or if that particular functionality is not working as per the expectation of the client, as per the requirement of the client, as per the input of the client. Okay, the client was expecting something else, but your application was not working as per that expectation. Then you can call it as a bug in the application. Bug does not necessarily mean that your entire application will be crashed. Not really, not always. Okay, some bugs will not crash the entire application. Just a part of the application will not be working. So you will verify if application has any bugs like that or not. Imagine without testing, you release the application to the common people on Play Store. IRCTC application, Android application has been released on Play Store without testing. Imagine. So what happened without testing? You release the application. People have been paying money. People have been trying to book tickets. Money is getting deducted, but confirmation is not getting. They are not getting any confirmation message. Imagine what will happen. It will be chaos. It will be very huge issue in the entire country. Payments, money is getting deducted, but ticket is not book. Ticket is not getting confirmed. You're not getting any confirmed message. Or it shows trains are available, but when you're trying to book the ticket, you're unable to book your tickets. Your application is crashing all of a sudden without any reason. So these are all the issues in the application. The functionalities, the requirements are not correctly satisfied in the application. So that is why you need to test your application before you release it to the public, before you release it to the end users. Now, who is an end user? End user. Who is an end user? End user is someone who uses the application. End user is someone who actually uses the application. You're all the end users for WhatsApp. You're all the end users for Facebook. You're all the end users for Instagram. Similarly, for this IRCTC application also, we are all the end users for this application. Sometimes the client will also be the end user of the application. Anyone who uses the application that is developed by the software company becomes an end user of that application. So before releasing it to the end user, releasing is nothing but making sure the application is available. You release the application on Play Store. Releasing the application on Play Store means anyone can now download the application from Play Store. Releasing is nothing but making it available for the public use. Okay, just like how you have ribbon cutting. Okay, just before you want, in your city, new metro line has been started. So the PM and the CM will be visiting the metro line. They'll be doing the ribbon cutting, and then they will be taking a ride. So similarly, even when a release happens, a release is nothing but the application is now open for anyone's use. Anyone can start using the application now. So that is what release means. Release, deploy, delivery, all of them are same. Okay. Release, deploy, delivery, all of them are same. There is no difference. More or less, these are all same. So before deploying, before releasing your application to the end user, you are always expected to test the application. So this is why you need to test. And majorly because you need to verify if the requirements are satisfied, to check if there are any bugs, to verify if it meets the standards that are set by the client. Your application should build a certain level of confidence in the client. The client should be confident. He should be sure that your application is going to be a hit. The product is going to be a super hit once it is released. So that is why you need to test your application. You need to prevent any bugs that are going to occur. Your job is not to find out the bugs after release. You'll have to find out a majority of the bugs before the release itself. You'll have to prevent the occurrence of the bugs after release. So instead of finding the bugs after release, you have to find the bugs before the release itself. That is why you need to do your testing. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, even your developers are also human beings, and human beings can make mistakes. None of the human beings are perfect. So that is why you need to test. Okay. So guys, if you keep on paying attention to all the messages, you are never going to listen to the class. So just one request is, if you are only bothered about paying attention to the messages in the chat box, I would recommend you guys to maybe you can drop and join. You can meet elsewhere. Maybe then you can have a separate discussion in some other platform, not on the Zoom session. Okay, just a gentle reminder. Do not confuse people with all the unnecessary terminologies, because maybe you are having knowledge of that particular thing. Others might not be having that knowledge. So do not confuse the people. So if I see people confusing others with all sorts of unnecessary terminology, then maybe my request is stop putting those messages in the chat box. Or else, if you are interested in discussing this separately, maybe you will have some other platforms. Do not confuse the candidates who are present in this session, because the majority of the candidates do not know what testing is, what majority of the terms in this course are. So if you are a manual tester looking for automation, keep calm. I know that you are very well knowledgeable than me. So please keep calm, because the rest of the candidates are going to panic. They are going to get confused unnecessarily. Okay. So this is why you do your testing. You are averting all the, you're not risking anything. Instead of releasing it without testing, if you directly release the application, you are risking a lot of issues in the application. So to avoid all those risks, you will first test your application, and then you will move on with the rest of the steps. That is why your testing is required. So now you must have got a clear understanding what testing is, or does it require any other explanation? Do you need any other explanation, or is this enough? Cool. So your testing can be done manually as well as using automation. Both ways. Your testing can be done in both ways using manual as well as automation. Manual. What happens in your manual testing? Okay. Manual testing is done by your, I mean, you will be doing both manual as well as automation. But the difference between manual and automation is in your manual testing, there is no tool that will speed up your testing process. Speed, accuracy, uh, coverage is more important whenever you are testing an application. Speed, because you need to test a lot more things in your application. Accuracy, because just because you are testing fast does not mean you miss your bugs. So you must test it quickly. You must test it accurately. Test, you must cover a lot of possibilities in the application. You must cover a lot of functionalities while you are testing the application. The more you test, the more chances of finding a bug. The more bugs you find, the more stable your application will be. So that is why testing manually is not really recommended always. So manual testing, I mean, of course, it's not like there are no manual testing jobs. Manual testing and automation both are equally available in the market. Each of them have got their own specific demand. Manual testing is done by us humans without the help of any tools, nothing, just your laptop or desktop, your keyboard, mouse, or mobile, whatever is given to you as a testing medium, using that you'll be testing the application. But in automation, you will be writing some code. You'll be writing some code, and in this course, we will be learning about. Harish, are you really interested in that? I mean, I would recommend you to exit and then maybe you can reach out to her on some other platform. You're unnecessarily spamming the inbox, I mean, in the chat box for everyone. My request would be to stop spamming the chat box, unnecessary spamming of the chat box. You are unnecessarily spamming the chat box. So maybe if you can stop. Prakash, I'm not sure if you did not understand. A lot of people have already answered it. You are unnecessarily making a lot of issue. Many people have answered your query. Still not sure why you are keeping on. I mean, why you keep on asking the same question. Is it that you did not understand the answer, or you did not understand the language, or you did not understand? What did you not understand? I mean, I'm really confused why you're asking the same question, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste all the time. You're not really concentrating on the session. एक चीज को पकड़े रह के तुम पूरा सेशन बर्बाद कर ले रहे हो अपने आप को. People will keep the chat box on mute. Should not be a problem. They are going to listen. लेकिन तुम ये एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन लेके पूरा सेशन को बर्बाद कर रहे हो, अपना दिमाग का दही कर रहे हो आप. You are disturbing yourself, not others. You are unnecessarily getting distracted on something that is very trivial. Some person has already answered your question. You're still asking the same question, so I did not understand why you're asking it. Okay? उतना, I mean, उसमें उतना रॉकेट साइंस तो है नहीं उस क्वेश्चन में. क्लाइंट, कस्टमर एंड एंड यूजर ऑल आर सेम ना. मतलब उसमें उतना रॉकेट साइंस क्या है मुझे तो समझ में नहीं आया, बट ठीक है. I hope your query has been answered. If your query is not answered, there is a proper time for you to ask the question instead of spamming the chat box, because if we keep on spamming the chat box, the admin might take some action. So your question will be compulsorily answered. I'll never leave the session without answering your questions. I'll allocate some extra time to take your questions. Should not be a problem, but do not disturb others. Do not spam the chat box with all the messages. Okay, so don't spam the chat box. I'm getting a lot of personal messages to me also. So don't. Once we create a Slack group, you will see Slack group where you can ask all the questions. You'll have a Slack group. You can ask all the questions in the Slack group for everyone. So relax. It's a very simple thing. सेशन सुनो यार, छोटी मोटी चीजों पे क्या ही तुम पूरा बर्बाद कर रहे हो सेशन को, अपने आप को बर्बाद कर रहे हो. You are wasting your time. So manual testing, you do not have any tools. Obviously it is slow because it's the human being who is doing it. High possibility of human man-made mistakes, human errors, high possibility. So obviously manual testing is not always the preferred choice because you will gradually know. It does not mean that a project does not involve any manual testing. No, manual testing is mandatory for every project. Manual testing is mandatory for every project, but the important thing is how frequently you are doing your manual testing, because manual testing will be done very less in frequency. Automation will be done more in frequency. A test automation will be done a lot more times when compared to your manual testing. Manual testing is done very less. Automation is done more. So in your automation, you will be writing some code. And in this course, we are going to learn about core Java, Java, Selenium. I mean, you will learn about Selenium. Selenium is an automation tool, automation library, browser-based automation library. Anything that you do with your browser can be automated with the help of Selenium library. And Selenium is available in multiple languages, but you are going to learn it using core Java because Selenium has got lots of openings. I mean, there are lots of openings in the market for Selenium with Java rather than any other programming language. When you compare the openings in the market, there are more openings in the market relatively when compared to other programming languages. You have more openings in the market for Selenium with Java, be it in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Gurgaon, Noida, Pune, Mumbai, any of these places. Selenium with Java has got more openings than any other programming language. So that is why we are going to learn automation in this course with the help of core Java, Selenium using core Java. Selenium is available in Python also. Selenium is available in C Sharp, is available in Ruby, PHP, many languages. But Java Selenium is most popular, is in demand for, in demand in the job market at the moment. So moving on. In your automation, you are expected to write some code. Whatever that your manual tester usually does, जो कुछ भी manual tester करता है, whatever he does manually with his hardware or whatever is at his whatever is available with him, he'll be doing all kinds of manual testing. Whatever he does, you are supposed to automate his work. The responsibility of an automation engineer, a test automation engineer, is to automate everything that a manual tester does. Manual tester जो कोई भी काम करता है उसको हमें automate करना है बस. That is what is our job description is. Sometimes you are not even expected as a test automation engineer, you are not even expected to raise a bug also. Bug finding is also not sometimes the responsibility of an automation engineer. In some projects, only automating the tasks, automating the test cases, automating the work of a manual tester is the whole and sole responsibility of the automation engineer, nothing else. Manual tester is expected to find out new ways of testing the application. Manual tester is expected to test the application and find out the bugs all by himself. If at all any bug is appearing, manual tester is expected to raise the bug to the developers. So automation engineer is spared with all these things. If he can write code and automate the manual tester's work, that is more than important. That is more than enough. Is more than enough. So, but for automation, you are expected to have basic programming language. I expected to have knowledge of any basic programming language, and in this case, it's core Java. You are expected to have knowledge of at least any one programming language if at all you are going into test automation. Okay, and let me quickly take you through the course contents once. Okay, you need not call this number because this number is for the morning batch. The admin for the morning batch is different. So this is going to be a 9 p.m. IST session. 9 p.m. IST session. Every day the session starts at 9 p.m. and you are going to learn both manual as well as automation as part of this course. And as part of manual testing, you will first learn a lot of theoretical concepts. Manual testing most of the times is theory, concepts, definition. Okay, you're going to learn about SDLC, the software development lifecycle. Shubham, the admin's name is Shubham. This is his phone number. Of course, he has pasted it in the chat box, but in case you want to reach out to the admin, this is the phone number of the admin. You can reach out to the admin for any details regarding the course fee, the video recordings, the placement assistance, the certificates, exams, whatever it is. Anything related to the course contents, you can reach out to me. Anything related to the admin, please message the admin on WhatsApp on this number. The admin will be able to answer all of your queries. So, SDLC, you will learn about SDLC as part of this course, the software development lifecycle. You will learn STLC, testing lifecycle. One simple disclaimer for anyone who wants to attend this course is you are expected to have basic computer knowledge, basic maths knowledge, your career gap, your current profession, your degree background, does not matter. All of these are secondary. These are not really important to learn this course. If you want to join and learn this course, then the only thing that is required, there are two important mandatory things that you need to have. First one is basic computer knowledge, and next one is the basic maths knowledge, basic arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And if at all you have a laptop, that would be an added advantage. If at all you have a laptop or a desktop, anything so that you can practice whatever is being explained in the class, that would be an added advantage. But again, if you don't have a computer with you, laptop or a desktop, if you don't have a computer with you, you can still come down to the admin's office. The lab in the Naresh IT labs in Amirpet, Hyderabad, and you can do your practice in the Naresh IT labs. You have the lab assistants helping who would help you out with all of your queries. So you need not worry in case none of your queries are not answered by the lab assistants. I'll still be there to help you out in the class also. Okay, so you will be learning about SDLC, STLC, development lifecycle, testing lifecycle, bug lifecycle, your maintenance lifecycle also. Okay, I'm giving you an overview of the manual testing course contents because the manual testing notes itself is around 30 pages. So I can't really explain everything in just 10 minutes. So I'll be giving you an overview of what we are going to learn in manual testing. And we will be learning about functional and non-functional testing types. We will also learn about Jira. Anyone has any idea about Jira? So no problem. Even if you do not have any idea about Jira, that's all right. As I've been already telling you, you need not have any knowledge. Okay, you need not have any knowledge of the application or testing. You need not even have any basic knowledge about testing also. You can still join this course because everything will be explained from beginning. Everything will be explained from beginning, from basics. Nothing will be assumed. The only things that will be assumed are your basic computer knowledge and your basic maths knowledge. Everything else will be explained from basic. If you already know core Java, you are still expected to sit and go through the entire course contents in the core Java. Okay. So you will learn about Jira. Practically, you will be learning Jira. You are expected to do core Java along with me in this session. So that is why I'm asking you guys to get a laptop for yourself or a desktop because you can also practice Jira. Do Jira along with me. Seeing, listening will only do half of the job. Practicing along with me will do the rest of the, will take you a very long way. So next, you'll also learn how to write test cases. Okay. How do we write our test cases in real time? You will learn that also as part of this course. You will also learn about manual database testing using MySQL. Okay, if you don't know what database is, what MySQL is, what we do using MySQL, that's all right. You are still going to learn everything from beginning. You will learn till joins in this course. Okay, you will learn MySQL manual database testing using MySQL till joins. You will learn till joins in this course. Next, you will also learn manual API testing. It's all right, even if you don't know anything about API, you will still be learning API and API testing, the basics of manual API testing till here in Postman, using Postman on your laptops. I'll be giving you a sample tasks, sample project for your practice purpose. Okay, I'll be giving you, for those who already have an idea about API testing, I'll be giving you some endpoints for your practice. I'll be giving you SQL queries like this. This is how I'll be sharing the SQL queries with you. Okay, I'll be sharing SQL queries with you. I'll be giving you the notes. I'll be giving you the interview questions, most frequently asked interview questions. I'll be giving you sample resumes, one for manual plus automation. Okay, I'll be giving you tasks for your practice. I'll be asking you guys to submit your code, submit your tasks. Also, you are expected to write your code. Okay. So, Samir, no, this course is more along UI automation, especially Selenium UI automation. Okay. So, whatever I'm covering here will be present in the course. Okay. So, next, this is what we are going to learn in our manual testing. So, manual testing alone will take 3 to 4 weeks of course. Overall, it's 75 days duration. We will be requiring anywhere between 3 to 4 weeks to cover our manual testing. Any software that is required to be installed, all of those softwares, I'll be giving you the links to download. You can install it on your laptops. If at all you're struggling with the installation part, we will be having dedicated sessions to do software installation also as part of this course. Okay, next. We will be starting our automation with core Java. Core Java, we will be learning till collections. So to learn this much of core Java, you will need at least 2 to 3 weeks of time. So you will learn core Java in a very detailed fashion, not over the top core Java. You will be learning a very good amount of core Java as part of this course. Next, you will also learn after core Java is completed, you will learn about Selenium, because to understand Selenium, you first need to understand core Java, without which it's not possible. So only after core Java is completed, we will be starting our Selenium. And your Selenium, by the time we reach Selenium, it will be almost 8 weeks completed in your course. It will almost complete 8 weeks. That is 2 months are completed in your course by the time we complete Selenium. Okay. But just core Java and Selenium might not be enough for you to get a job. You need more than core Java and Selenium for some companies. So you need at least one framework to get a decent paying job. So that is why we'll be covering TestNG, a unit testing framework. We'll be covering Cucumber, a BDD framework. Both two frameworks will be covered in this course. I'll also be giving you a sample project. Okay, a sample project which can take you as close as possible to a real-time environment. You will also be explained about Git and Maven. So overall, the code will be shared with you via GitHub like this. The code and notes, everything will be shared with you via GitHub only. Nothing will be shared in person. In the initial few days, I will be sharing the notes via Google Classroom, but fast forward 1 or 2 weeks into the course, everything will be shared via GitHub only. GitHub will be the single point of contact for you. Anything related to the course and the course contents or the notes or code, whatever it is. GitHub will be your single point of contact. Anything, you can just check it on GitHub. You have anything related to nodes, anything related to code, you can simply check it on GitHub. So we will be covering our TestNG, Cucumber frameworks. In the sample project, we'll be covering both page object and page factory models. So this is what we are going to learn as part of your entire course. So if anyone has not noted down the admin's phone number, here it is. Samir, you can calculate it yourself. I have given you a clear understanding how much time it is going to take. You can figure it out yourself. Overall course duration is for 75 days. So manual will be for 3 to 4 weeks. Core Java will be another 2 to 3 weeks. Selenium will be anywhere between 1 to 2 weeks. The rest of them will be for the remaining concepts. This is what we are going to cover in this course. And we have today understood what is testing, why is testing required, and how do we do our manual as well as test automation. This is what we have learned as part of today's session. So if you have any queries, let me know in the chat box. As I've already mentioned, this course is not for full stack Java students. You have a separate session by some other faculty. You can join that session. API automation, I can give you the basic details of API automation, but this is more along UI automation. More concentration will be on UI automation rather than API automation. If you want, I can give you a very basic sample rest assured based API automation program that would give you some basic understanding of your API automation. This is a UI automation course. So more concentration will be done on Selenium, XPaths, locators, and then automating your websites. If you have any queries, feel free to ask me. Every day the course, the session will be for 1 hour 15 minutes to 1.5 hours. Now that we are having demos, we might close a little bit early, but once the demos are completed, once the batch is finalized, you will have session for 1.5 hours easily. 1 hour 15 minutes to 1.5 hours for sure every day. So if you have any queries, please feel free to ping me in the chat box and I will try to answer your queries. No, I'm not taking any offline batches at the moment. So the offline batch has already started. So I do not take any offline batches in the evening. In the evening, it will be completely online only. Piyush, no Piyush. Those are completely different domains, different courses altogether, so that those will not be covered. Sheetal, if you want only automation, maybe I would recommend you to join at the end of October. At least by the time, maybe we will be nearing the completion of manual testing. So you can join somewhere around October ending after Dasra. Maybe we'll be starting automation by then. But we will be starting with manual only. We'll be going through going in a sequence. So first will be manual, then it will be automation. So I need at least 3 to 4 weeks to complete manual installation, setting up everything on your laptops for automation. So I need at least 3 to 4 weeks to do that. I really can't hurry you guys. I really can't finish everything in a hurry. I need to take it in a medium pace. So I might need 3 to 4 weeks for that. Piyush, I can give you a basic understanding of CI/CD. But again, if you want to know CI/CD in depth, maybe you can join a DevOps course where Jenkins and entire DevOps will be covered in depth. Santosh, nothing has been covered yet. So yes, Git commands will be covered. You have seen here. Git and Maven, both of the basic commands will obviously be covered. Enough to work in a huge automation project. And at the end of this course, you can easily, you will easily have an experience somewhere around 5 to 6 years of experience easily. A candidate who has got 5 to 6 years of experience would be having an equivalent amount of experience when compared to that candidate, provided you practice well, provided you follow all the instructions, you can easily have that level of experience. No, Snehal. Maybe Shalini. I really can't guarantee work from home option, right? I'm not a recruiter, so not possible. I really can't assure you if you are going to get a work from home job. There are no offline classes at the moment in the evening. So you can't join my batch. You can join some other faculty's batch offline, but my batch, I do not have any offline batches in the evening. No difference, Abdullah. You need only manual testing. What would be the timelines? And also, Aisha, you can check with the admin on that. No problem. Okay, let me stop the recording here.